Well, hello everybody from Melbourne. I'm Joe Vavra. Come from the Minnesota Twins. Worked in the major leagues now for the last 10 years. Past year as a bench coach. I'm looking forward to coming down here and being the Aces manager. About 34 years in professional baseball. I played with the Los Angeles Dodgers in the minor league system. Came up through the Dodgers as a manager. I coach and manage and instructor. Spent a brief period of time as a farm director. Then went over to the Minnesota Twins as their field coordinator, and then became a major league coach after that. So, long history of really between two different organizations, and been in pro ball since my college days. I had a combination. I guess I had two strikes against me. One was my thumb, the breaking of the thumb. I did that when I was in AAA. And then the following spring, I come out and I got valley fever, which is coccidioidomycosis, and basically that put me into the coaching ranks because it's tough to battle back from that physically, and it takes a number of months and years to get through it. And I wasn't very fit. I had been on intravenous for 4 months, and that was very painstaking, and it was obviously, I wasn't in shape to go into spring training and play baseball. I tried. Reflexes weren't good. Reactions weren't very good. Therefore, my play wasn't very good. So my option was to go down to extended spring with the young boys and try to get back in baseball shape there. And I really started coaching, and I never went back to playing at that point in time. I always say the job that I'm doing is my favorite job in baseball, and I've always looked at that as the challenge. And there's no sense looking past the job you're doing currently, because you won't do as good a job as you need to do. And in baseball, they're all fulfilling, and they're all taxing, and you all have to be very accountable. They're so challenging, and the accountability makes it fun to come to the ballpark and work every day. And you got a set of prospects, you got different players and personalities. You're trying to mold them to become not only good baseball players, but good young men. And you learn patience. You learn a lot about yourself through coaching. You learn about life. I understand, from their past few years and some of the problems that they've had. We've trying to work through that, try to find some success. Obviously, success is key, and it's always beneficial to development. But keep in mind that we're working with all latitudes of players, age-wise and experience-wise, and trying to bring them all together to get the best out of them. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. It's daily teaching, it's hourly teaching, it's observing and finding out what every individual's strengths are and his weaknesses are, and not dwell on the weaknesses so much, but capitalize on the strengths. 22 years ago, I managed in Adelaide, and I brought 4 players with the Dodgers system. 2 of them went on to play in the big leagues. One which is going to be the Adelaide manager this year, Steve Mintz. And I just cherished the experience. My wife was along at the time, and my 2 young sons who are now here playing. And that kind of drew me back. And then Justin Huber, I knew from being with the Twins, and he was a player with us a very brief time, but I got to know him a little bit there through the Twins. So that kind of propelled me, having my sons get the opportunity, coming back and actually giving back to Australian baseball a little bit. Maybe I have a little bit more settled in my ways at my age, and so maybe I can give back. It might be the kiss of death. As parents, your kids are kids, and sometimes they're very good at listening, and other times they learn to tune you out. So on the baseball field, there's no tuning out. I'll tune them out. I'll send them home. I'm anxious to see them because I've never really coached them. But they're young. They're good young professionals, and it's going to be kind of exciting to watch them, have the daily grind as well. No, I used to be really hardcore aggressive, and no, there was only one way, and it was typically we get it done, and I'm accommodating to a certain point. I used to be when I managed in the minor leagues, but it was regimented, a little bit too much regimented in some ways. But it was, you cross the lines, and it was all about being a baseball player. We're not buddies anymore. We're out there to win the battle and compete. Probably have a little bit more patience and understanding now. I still want to be aggressive. I still want to challenge the players. I told them that the other night when we met them. We're going to be as good as you guys can be and want to be. So when you're out there, it's your game. It's not my game. I can't do much about it, so you have to go and play. So I'll let the game take care of itself. As all the other sports, if you start following closely, you start to appreciate what they can do and where they're trying to get to. And so whether it's win or lose, you start to appreciate the fact that they're giving it their best effort and they're gaining ground. They're getting better. That's the goal. We got to get better. Fan support means a lot. If they come out, people come out, the players understand that. They appreciate it. They understand it. They reflect on it. And you know what? We'll give them a good game for the money. There's no doubt.
Signed in ink.